What's up, guys? NS versus KT Game 3. How did this all become so bad so quick? That's what we're to find out. So, to get the context, you need to first understand
has a lot of agency now with Cousin Way.
Yeah, maybe
what was so great about where
maybe
KT
this
was.
is the moment.
I mean, they looked for a dive on Kingen. And Kingen plays it pretty well. I mean, this guy asked to flash goes, he's dead. And he did a lot of work, and he's perfectly fine. So 3 people show top. Ezreal solo bot, and then they look to dive mid. Now here's the thing. This is going to be hard no matter what. I mean, the main goal is pretty much to get her flash, and that's about it. He does it in a way, Lehens, that BDD can actually dodge it with his E. And then BDD realizes, oh shit, this guy literally has nothing. Like, he doesn't have R, he used his W, and the Corki is just 1v1 versus me. So, like, the only thing Lehens could really do is just try to face tank the Zeri Qs, right? But the Zeri also has a keystone that's a bit better than Corki's, which is lethal tempo. So now he has this amped up attack speed, and he ends up killing him, and at the same time, Kingen doesn't decide to, like, how would I say it? He definitely could have base TP'd, and everything would have been fine, but the fact that he stayed, and then even tried to catch the wave in an odd way, they lose 2. Instantly, they lost both people, which is, like, pretty bad, right? I mean, the only upside is that Nidalee isn't farming, so Gideon is getting more ahead. That's the main benefit. Gideon gets more ahead. Now, the grubs are coming up. There's only 1 TP on KT, okay? And they're sending that TP user, and they're keeping him bot. Okay, so he's bot lane. They have TP on Corki, and the Ornn insta-TP top. So already this is an indication that, like, Dragon is a possible, like, play you can go for as KT. But because he TP'd so soon, and the Zeri had the base, and the Trist wanted the base, you're down tempo. Okay, so you're not first on the map. They're first on the map. Now, if they wanted to do this in a different manner, Zeri could drop the top wave and fight for the grubs. And you could do this in the sense that you're just looking to take 1 grub and out, and that's it as KT, and then go back to the wave. Because I'm going to tell you right now, in almost every case, if you see in the corner, it's a cannon wave. And I'm not dropping a cannon wave. Like, as a player this early in the game, like, pretty unlikely to drop a cannon wave. But it does have enough time to actually probably take one of these and dip. I don't know why both of them tried to smite the crab. That was pretty random. Like, that matters the least amount here, to be honest. And just going mid. Ezreal has first move. So at this point, Jiwoo should move over. So, like, their best bet is to go for one now, because once this guy moves over, Ornn is here. Like, they have 4 people plus the TP. He has TP obviously as well, but she's catching. He's catching. So, like, they can definitely grab at least 1. If Jiwoo moves. If he moves, but he doesn't. So he, like, for whatever reason, decides to just, like, look to harass the Trist. And this actually turns out good and bad. So, Renekton TPs now, right? And so at first you might think, does he really need a TP? Answer is kind of yeah. Because if they're both slept in the like, he doesn't TP, she will DPS them. Like, they will get chipped out and chunked. Like, that will happen no matter what. If he TPs, he can't really send it, or else the Renekton will kill him. So the TP kind of stops these 2 from getting into this position, and so the E ends up being amazing by Gideon, and obviously these guys just should not get hit by it. At the same time, Dectum does actually a nice play here, where now that Jiwoo is trying to actually join in, Dectum quickly knocks the Ezreal out. So that was really smart of Dectum to do that. And then Kingen is now kind of stuck. He's just like, oh, shit. Well, yeah, the Renekton TP'd. We have to get out. I have no flash. I'm dead. And that sucks, right? So he just dies. So it's another kill to KT, and KT get all 3 grubs. Okay, pretty good. Granted, now the Corki does take some plays. You know, the Renekton tries to play on him, and the Renekton ends up losing his flash, which is unfortunate. The Corki did flash as well, though. Okay, positive. Now the Ornn is going bot. Yeah, we see this. Corki's going top, he has TP. Dragon's up. Alright, so now we have TP advantage as NS. We can use that for the Dragon.
Finally did something. I mean, BB has definitely done more than just that in the series, but hasn't been the shining
Zeri's bot.
Still, I would say has been the best performing member, all things considered.
Everything's a little chill.
We need to see more. We need to see this. You know, it's a second kill on Ornn, right? But
I think Ezreal's getting his Triforce. That's huge. Bingen kind of takes a bunch of chip damage that he shouldn't really. I mean, he doesn't need to play aggressive onto this guy. The only reason why he's kind of doing it is because the Lilia is hovering. So he's looking to see if he can land the knockup, which, I mean, I want to be perfectly honest. How is that ever going to happen? It's never going to happen. It should never happen. And also, your Lilia doesn't have R, so like, it's whatever, right? But he loses a whole bunch of HP, so KT's thinking we should dive him. The reality is you don't need to dive him, just take the Dragon. The Dragon's free for KT, so they should take the drag. But they don't. Like, Wei goes in between this. They don't know that Lilia's actually just been sitting in the lane the entire time behind them. I don't even know if they could have known this was the case. I mean, like, she showed when.
But not there.
She showed top, she based, most likely is bot, and then she hasn't shown really at all. So it was a good job at Gideon by hiding. And then when he actually walks up, who's with him? It's just Zeri and him so far. Like, Nilly's not even here yet. Nilly's literally on the drag, which is the correct thing to do.
Doesn't have flash.
And then he gets caught in between the space, dies, and then Dectum, for some odd reason, jumps on this guy thinking he's okay to go for this play. And he actually gets caught as well, and now he dies. So 2 kills back over to NS instantly, and they get the drag that should not be theirs.
Yeah, this is kind of a disaster for KT. Still holding on to a sliver of a gold lead here, but that was a big whiff, and it's going to be a Dragon going
How does that happen? It shouldn't. The Corki, meanwhile, what does he do? He TP's bot for this situation. Was he needed?
They do have Gideon here, and there's the knockup in a way. He's only a level 5
This play's like already dead, so no. The Corki literally doesn't have to TP, so that was an error by Fisher. But they get these 2 kills, they get the drag. They're down a TP, Ornn has TP. Herald's in 2 minutes. Ideally, like, the Ornn doesn't want to go top, ideally, but he kind of has to just for this moment, and then they're going to have to find a timer to switch him back into top. They lose the turret for this, which is at least something, right? Perfect gets something out of it.
That beats some strength as well, mind you. Yep, just got it with that turret there, so nice little positive.
And now Cuz can kind of play a little bit more forward with like how things are going out. So okay, now he's getting some CS back, right? Like, he's not down as much.
Forgivable, unfortunately, and Nongshan will happily get an additional kill. Now Gio has 2 kills up. The rest of the team can't follow up.
This is the timer where Ornn should start going bot. For Kingen, he should just start going bot. I know Fisher. It looks like Fisher
very puzzling. It's like willing to die at that moment when the rest of the team can't follow.
Is also coming fresh from base.
Feeling pretty good. He's got the biggest.
Yeah, he's basing now. This is their swap timer. Yeah, that's their swap timer.
That's what hurts them. Just a little bit less.
Because Corki could already be sending it top, receiving the wave. They go bot with the Ornn. The Ornn has TP. It looks like they're first to beat them to it, KT, which means that they will actually have an advantage on pulling Herald at the time that it starts. But they're sending everyone bots to defend the turret when they only have 3 grubs. So now they can't take advantage of that situation at all. Like, that advantage they had is gone because they didn't think about their lane assignments. They didn't. Okay, they did. Okay, I'm not saying they didn't not think about their lane assignments. They didn't think about the advantage they will have by having the correct lane assignments over NS. And so now they're actually second to the Herald fight versus first, which should not be the case.
Where you're super strong in these fights, especially if you can keep the Ornn out. But Perfect is off to the side instead. Does have TP.
And so the Renekton is still pushing out bot. He's not with the team, so he's going to try to get an advantage. And the Herald's kind of like done at this point. Like, they're already well positioned to poke you out. You're getting the turret. Kind of just call it what it is. He TP's now. But the Ornn is in a great spot. And like, they're just playing at a good range. Like, they give space. Like, they're playing on here now, so you can't really reach them. The Triss can't do anything. And then this guy tries to go for it, but yeah, obviously they're both going to be able to just cancel it. And now they're just all screwed. The only upside is that in the end, KT does take it, but like Cuz didn't even try to take it. Like, he didn't even like actually grab it, and so they died. And that's how they lose. Within 10 minutes of just like 10 minutes of me reviewing, but in reality, within 7 minutes again of this game, 7 minutes, KT went from a 3-1 lead with, what, 3 grubs, should have had a drag, to, what is this, 6-4? 4-6? Down a drag? And it's just, now things are kind of like pushing out. Like, look, Ezreal's 4-0, 2-0. Like, these are the guys you want to be fed. Yeah, Corki doesn't have kills, but like, these are the guys you want to be fed. That's so bad. And it just stems from the idea that we dove. The enemy made critical mistakes, which we punished and got kills for. Then we approached grubs, and it was not too bad. I mean, the enemy did get something out of it, but you also got the grubs. Should have gone the dragon. You should have had first control over Herald, and they just fumbled it. And that's really all it was. It was just a bunch of fumbling by KT. And even though NS was making mistakes as well, they just kind of punished KT better when it came to these situations. So that's all it is, guys.